Alright folks, welcome back to Big Nick's Meats and Treats. Today we're going to do a nectarine cobbler. I normally do peach cobbler, big family favorite. Peaches aren't quite in season yet, and the ones that are in the stores are not ripe and they're not cling free, so they don't separate from the pit well. So I'm going to do nectarines today. Advantages of nectarines is I don't have to deal with the peelings, right? So I don't have to blanch and get the peelings off. I can just leave the peelings on and they separate from the pit a lot easier. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take between 4 and 6 medium-sized nectarines and slice them up like you'd find peaches in a can of peaches. Separate them from the pit, obviously. And while I'm doing that, I got a stick of butter melting on the stove. So I'm going to get these sliced up and we'll get back to you in a second. Alright, I got the nectarines all sliced up. The recipe says you only need 4 cups. I usually do a little bit more than that because I like the extra fruit in there. And then whatever's left over I can put on ice cream later or anything too, so it's really, really good. Now I'm going to focus on making the batter. I'm going to take a cup of flour, a cup of sugar, 3 teaspoons of baking powder, a pinch of salt. I always use table salt when I do baking. I use kosher salt when I do savory items. Okay, and then I'm going to just whisk that together real quick. And then I'm going to take a cup of milk and mix that in there. Get that all nicely mixed. I'm not allowed to say incorporated anymore because my granddaughter makes fun of me. So I'll just do this. Okay. Alright, I'll be back with you in just a second. Alright, so I put about 5 cups of the nectarines in the pot here. I'm going to put it on high heat, put a cup of sugar in there, and a tablespoon of lemon juice so the fruit doesn't get discolored. And I'm going to bring that to a boil, pretty much stirring constantly. We're basically trying to macerate the fruit there, get the sugar cooked onto the nectarines, and then we'll put it in with our batter. So I'm going to work on that and I'll get back to you in a second. Alright, I'm going to take my stick of butter that I had melted on the stove and I'm just going to pour it around in a standard glass cooking dish, and then I'm going to take the batter that I made and just pour that in there, just spread it around evenly. Get that all in there. Okay, and then with the nectarines I have going on the stove, basically as soon as they get to a boil, I'm going to pour them in here too. So I'm going to finish up with those and I'll get right back to you. So like I said with the nectarines, I've kept them on the stove in a cup of sugar and a tablespoon of lemon juice, and I put them on high and stirred them until they're boiling, and you can see the liquid coming out of the nectarines and everything is nice and cooked up a little bit there. It only takes a couple of minutes, okay? So now I'm going to just take those and I'm just going to kind of dump them around evenly all over in the cobbler here. And now I'm going to put this in the oven at 375 for 42 to 45 minutes, or until it's nice and golden brown. So you got to kind of work with your own oven and see when it's done. On mine it's about 42, 43 minutes. Alright, so I'm going to put her in the oven and we'll see you in about 45 minutes. Alright, I took the cobbler out of the oven. It was about 42 minutes. Nice golden brown. The nectarines look like they're nice and done. I am going to let it cool down, and then we're going to take it over to the family's house for our 4th of July celebration. So I'll try to get some video of people eating it tonight and we'll put it on the video. Alright, we'll see you. Alright, we're at my sister-in-law's for Independence Day celebration, and we're going to cut into the nectarine cobbler, and they're all going to be professional taste testers. So let's give it a go. That does not suck.
That's good. Nice balance of sweet and tart.
I just like it.
I just like it.
That's really good, huh?
Can I have some for breakfast?
Very good. Very good.
Excellent.
So very good. So you can do nectarines instead of peaches if you want. So how do we sign off? You guys ready?
Well, sign up.
Okay, here we go. Ready? Watch me work, baby. Watch me work.